welcome to another episode of One Custom Reviews. Today we're going to be looking at the Hawk P-40 from the Mezco 112 Toy Collective. This is part of the Rumble Society. We're going to take a look at the box here. As you can see, it has a very beautiful double-sided flap with a magnetic clasp here. You see, you take it, you can open it up. It has this nice gold on the inside. As I showed off in the quick review, it comes with a little miniature book. It shows the first Mission X. It has some nice drawn shots of what the P-Hawk is capable of. Very nice little comic book insert. But what I didn't see when I did the quick unboxing was this. Apparently these are little tiny mini Mezco figures. Or Mezzies, I think they're called. So we're going to open it up and see which one I got. No, it's just a simple, tiny, mini, gold Mezco, or Gomez, as they're called. And he comes with a little tiny boombox. Let's put this to the side, and let's get the actual figure out of the box and see what we're working with. Alright, now that we have most everything out of the box, let's take a quick look and see what all he comes with. As every Mezco comes with, he has his very own stand with his picture embossed on it, and of course Mezco bag and clip with arm. He comes with two separate heads. He has the head that looks similar to a bomber aircraft, which is basically his motif, and he also comes with a tank head, which I think is my personal favorite, with a hinged jaw. He comes with a knife, a detonator, comes with 3 of these tiny little grenade bombs, a pair of dog tags, which I haven't even taken out of the bag yet. Let's do that. And of course, a wrench. As well as a nice rocket launcher. His massive, heavy Gatling gun. And for the Gatling gun, it comes with 2 sets of ammo. He comes with 3 separate blast effects. They're very nice, translucent. One I'm pretty sure is for the Gatling gun, more of a burst fire effect. As you can see, that plug is right in there. And then another firing or explosion effect. This one is slightly bent, so I might have to try to see if I can heat it up and bend it straight. You can see that little peg. It's kind of bent off to the side. Now for the Gatling gun, he comes with a few sets of wires because these are meant to plug into the back of the gun and into the back of the head. As you can see here, he has little 2 plug holes right there. As well as the Gatling gun having 2 plug holes in the back. And Hawk here also comes with 4 sets of hands, fists that come on him. He has a set of grip hands, which have these very awesome mechanical, robotic, silver and gold. He also has 2 separate open hands. Again, that beautiful metallic silver and gold. And these other open hands that just, I don't know, they just look very cool to me. Now for the figure itself, he has this awesome bomber-inspired head sculpt. Which is really cool. He's sporting a white shirt underneath with a silver collar at the neck and a belt buckle, clearly with a plane propeller. Now what I think is really cool and I didn't notice is if you look really close at the patterns on his pants, you see that? It's like a skull. It's like a Space Invader looking shape over here. Or maybe a skull. That's cool. It just has like these 8-bit little graphics inside the digital camo, which I did not notice. Also, another fine detail that I love is the Lady Luck Bomber Girl on the back of his bomber jacket. She's also one of these robotic plane people, which is just really cool. I love that. And of course, his leather jacket has the fur on the inside and around the collar, which is really cool. And we'll just get some up close shots and you can look at that mechanical detail on the arms. It's just really cool. And the arms have a hinge right there at the shoulder, so this cap could raise up and also spin independently from the rest of the arm. You can see that more metallic detailing inside there, which is just really cool. Now, he also sports these really awesome half boots. They kind of have a weird sideways, like half strap around look to them. It's not my favorite look, but I think it looks pretty decent. I would have preferred more of a traditional combat boot, but that also looks really cool. And you can see the airplane. I guess what they call that, his golden wings. But yeah, very cool. Now he comes with his jacket zipped. I have to actually unzip his jacket to fix his belt. His belt was wrote up really high in the package, but I think it looks pretty decent with the jacket left open too. Now if we pop this head off and put the alternate head on, we have what I enjoy, which is more of that tank head look. I don't know. To me, that just sets it off. I love it. Now, the only thing I did notice on the tank head, I don't see any place to plug in the cords for the Gatling gun. So, I could be wrong. I haven't noticed any place for those cords on this head. Now, two cool things I noticed while slowly going over this figure for the review. One, this part on the Gatling gun hinges around, so when you actually lock it into the arm, that will actually latch onto his forearm, as you can see. And that looks cool. That just looks pretty cool. And the other thing I noticed, let's go and take this whole hand off. Is if you look on his belt, he has a tiny little hook. And the monkey wrench has the tiniest little hole. So you could hang this monkey wrench from its belt if you want. Because what's a grease monkey brawler to do without a monkey wrench on him? That's pretty cool. So he could just kind of chill there. This monkey wrench on his hip. Now, as far as articulation, he has a. Let's pop this head off. There we go. So he has a double ball peg. And then it feels like it's a ball down at the very bottom of the neck. So we can pop this back on. Of course, this head has a hinging jaw that you can get open pretty far. I think that's as far as it goes there. And of course, like I showed, these tiny little hinges right there at the shoulder let you kind of hinge that down a little bit. And it has bicep swivel. The arms can get up pretty much all the way. So even with those shoulder pads, they'll get up out of the way. But I'm still a little scared that it might break. And what's cool is when they close, they collapse right there on top of the shoulder. So it looks super natural. Of course, he has double hinge elbows. As you see, he had a hinge and swivel at the wrist. I'm not feeling much more than a twist at the waist. And with a lot of expensive figures, I'm always wary of cranking on them just because you don't want to break it. And of course, his legs will get up this high. He has, is that a double? Yes, I believe that is a double hinge knee. What I think is a ball peg at the ankle. He'll kick out to the side pretty good. He'll kick forward pretty decent. He'll kick back a little bit. And of course he has swivel at the top of the leg, which is hard to see because of the pants. And he has swivel, at least a little bit, at the boot here. So he has really good movement. You can get him in some pretty kick-ass poses. So all in all, so far first impression, I love this guy. I thought he looked awesome. I thought he had some major swagger to him, even being a dude with a plane for a head. Though I definitely prefer the tank head more than the plane head. So I most likely will pose him in my collection as so. I don't know. He's just such a fun figure to get to play around with. Alright, we'll take another look at some of the accessories. As far as the blast effects, tank head here, you could use this weird dome explosion effect. It's not my favorite. I feel like it looks slightly weird. I think it's because of the fact that it's kind of going more so backwards. Yeah, see, it plugs into the nose there. And, you know, I get what it's going for, but it's just not my favorite. But you can plug in this one, and to me, I feel like that looks a little better, more just like a which looks kind of cool. And also this one here, which I think might actually be the best looking one to plug into this head. That just looks cool. I like it. Now for the Gatling gun, let's take this off, re-put back on the regular hawk head. Go. And these, as I showed, have some cords that plug into here. And of course that will come around and plug into the gun. Though I feel like that would be a little bit of a pain in the butt. I almost feel like, I mean, they're not super, I mean, they're bendy and they're flexible. I just almost feel like they're gonna break. Trying to keep these tiny little plugs in here. Like, I feel like that little plug's just gonna break off to me. It probably won't, but it just feels like it. And of course that will plug into the back of the gun. Guess you could plug both of the cords up if you wanted, or one of each kind. Depends on how you want it posed, I guess. Now, why it's plugged into the back of his head, who knows? It just looks really cool. I don't know. I will have to just say, I love this figure so far. It's definitely on the scale of smash it, sell it, buy it, steal it. It's not quite a steal, but it's a definite buy. He just bleeds coolness like a metallic brawler. Alright, let me clear this off and we'll get into some comparisons. Alright, now we're going to do a few comparisons. Starters, we have Figma Guts from Berserk, as always with a custom painted head. We have a Old Man Logan, Marvel Legends. It's also a custom, by the way. Do something a little bit different. We have a NECA Raphael cartoon turtle from that 4-pack set. And if you're interested in me doing a review, please let me know down in the comments. They're a little bit old, but I just found him last week. Like, just found the set. So, new to me. So, if you would like me to do a review, just let me know. And we have a custom Mezco Mogan. There we go. With a new Mogan head. So now it looks pretty perfect. As you can see, with your imports and smaller figures like SHF and Figma, he would still work, but they're not technically in the same scale. But I mean, it could just be a big robotic man. And of course with your Marvel Legends and Mezco size stuff, fits perfectly. And same with your NECA stuff, I'm pretty sure he fits along well with those as well. He's a very beautiful piece. I love him. I can't wait to take more pictures with him. He's just a pretty kick-ass looking guy. Mezco knocked it out of the park with this one. And it makes me wonder if they do a variant, as they have done in the past. It makes me wonder what they're going to do with it. But he is cool. He poses nicely. I wish he had a bit more waist articulation. He doesn't seem like he wants to swivel, crunch, or anything. Other downsides, I would say, with the fur and the shoulder caps, it gets a little cumbersome. It's not bad, but sometimes I feel like that little tiny hinge and fighting the fur on the jacket and twisting it around and, you know, posing it, I feel like it may stress it and possibly pop it off. Now, whether or not it breaks off or pops off, I guess, is the real question. And of course, any figure with cloth, it's possible that, you know, tearing and all that kind of stuff. Now, anything else I wish they would have added to this guy? I don't know, maybe he could have used a few more weapons, possibly. Like a nice, like, machine gun of some sort, other than just a massive rocket launcher and Gatling gun. The rocket launcher does feel a little cheap, like very light plastic, compared to how, you know, like this feels. It feels very solid. You know, it's not heavy, but it feels solid. The rocket launcher, even though it's smaller, feels very plasticky. But all in all, I love this figure. I think it's amazing. And I would say, yeah, if you can, definitely pick one up. I don't know if they're going to be making any more. I think you could join their wait list. I don't know how that works 100%. So I don't know if it's been shipped out and they're shipped out all they're shipping out or not. But it's definitely worth trying to get if you can get it. The tank head is by far my favorite probably aspect of this. I did test it to see if you could pop the head off of one of the other Mezcos, but the ball peg of the neck is a lot smaller than the one on there. So I was hoping I could maybe pop the airplane or the tank head onto like one of these skull guy bodies, but no dice on that. I mean, you could use some, you could drill it out if you wanted. You know, you could always do that. You know, or technically in this case the ball peg's smaller, so you could use some blue tack. So there's ways to make it work. But I was hoping that right out of the gate you could just pop it and swap it. But that wasn't the case. I gotta say thank you for watching. I think this was a little bit of a longer review, but I really like this figure. I love the detailing on it. Like, Mezco has won me over with their cloth good figures. And I used to be pretty against cloth, but cloth goods have came a very long way since I started making custom figures and even collecting figures, which I was doing before I even started making customs. And it took me a minute to go from statues to starting to even buy action figures, and now Mezco has got me into buying cloth goods, and it's crazy how well made these figures are sometimes. Now, I would say please like, comment, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.